internet did that. I have really good internet. It's not supposed to do that. So, like, I don't know. I'm going to need to dropkick something. I digress. My final thought on the Masha, definitely a top 20 wrestler in the world. I think that's fair. Don't like that there's two separate lists. One that was supposed to be for men, one that's only for women. I think if you're going to do that, just integrate the damn lists. I think that's an easy thing to do. I don't think you need to diminish the idea of gendered wrestling. I'm just saying. Masha, good for you. PWI, do better. Because like as we were saying, like Alexander only being 9 or Hammerstone only being 18, like we could do better. Wheeler Yuta 63, like really? Come on, guys. Come on. I digress. Speaking of New Japan, then, Marcus, we have Giants 6-man tag coming up. It's going to be the Machine Guns and Josh Alexander versus the 6-man tag team champions, the all-star team of Tomohiro Ishii, Kazuchika Okada, and of course Hiroshi Tanahashi, or as we like to call him, Hiroshi with the good hair. This is going to be huge because it's going to lead into Bound for Glory, and we could possibly see a title change. I really do think that a title change is possible, considering the 3 men involved in this match. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's possible. Marcus, are you excited about this 6-man tag that we're getting between New Japan and Impact, which is set for, what is it, October 9th? About 2 weeks before Bound for Glory?
Yeah, run the names again. You said Hiromu.
It's Tanahashi, Okada, and Ishii defending the never openweight tag team titles, the 6-man belts, against Shelley, Sabin, and Alexander.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's just money. I don't even think I just want to sit back and just watch that. I don't even know if I want to even potentially try to guess what's gonna happen with that. The winner in that match is the fans.
Yeah.
But obviously the only caveat to your point about the potentiality of title switching. By this point, because I was talking to somebody else about this, about I'm guessing they felt the way about how Alexander was responding to Shelley's I guess evolving arrogance, and I was saying, like, I feel like Josh is playing that role where it's like, I got a tremendous amount of respect for this dude. I'm not trying to cross the line and get disrespectful, even though he's pushing it. But I got to let you know, bro, you just holding the title that I never lost, and you technically have never beaten me, specifically when I had the belt. So let's not push this, far like it's 1-0 with me being a 0. It's the other way around. So I feel like Shelley's gonna push that nod, and by the time we get to that match, it's gonna be kind of like what they did when they teamed up the WrestleMania opponents, John Cena and Shawn versus Batista and Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like y'all got all the tools to win this match, but it's this animosity that's been building. So I'm by the time I feel like they get to Bound for Glory, the respect level and the gloves is gonna be off, which I'm looking forward to. So that might be the only caveat that they end up screwing themselves.
Well, and that leads us into the fact that we know what Bound for Glory is going to look like. We have Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander in the main event. We know that Trinity will take on Mickie James for the Knockouts title. That's a bit of a spoiler for the most recent tapings. Will Ospreay will take on Mike Bailey, and we know that Kenta's coming from Japan to wrestle in Impact again. I think he wrestled, who was it, Alexander before he got hurt? Or maybe it was Kushida. He wrestled somebody in March, I think, or February. So that should be interesting and proper, right? Marcus, how do we feel about the top matches for this card?
It all sounds like money to me. We don't have a opponent for Kenta yet, correct?
No, I want to say it's going to be Chris Sabin, but we don't know.
I go with either him or Gresham if he's not booked already. That would definitely be a banger. And I guess speaking of Marsha, I'm guessing we're gonna get a tag title match because I would hate for Impact to have all this grand deal around the women and just have one women's match on Bound for Glory.
I would like to see Deanna and Jordan, assuming Deanna's still with the company, take on MK Ultra. I think that's a all-star tag team match that could really get over huge.
Yeah, one would be the name for that. Technical muscle. It's the they'll come up with something. But that would be another great instance, unless obviously Jordan we've been talking about. I would assume building coming off that win from Deanna, she would want to build back towards the title. But if she got basically leapfrogged by a legend, a la like you said, spoiler from the tapings, then that might not be such a bad idea. Certainly, that would have to be a team that you put together to beat MK Ultra, because those girls ain't, like I said, they ain't losing them titles no time soon. So,
All right. With that said, let's talk about some brief news. Maven, who most famously eliminated the Undertaker in the 2002 Royal Rumble, and had one of the best themes in wrestling history, is coming back to wrestle in a tuxedo match at ISPW on September 29th. From the company itself, it says former Tough Enough champion Maven will return to the ring this Friday in Toronto, Toa, New Jersey, at the Toa Pal when he takes on ISPW ring announcer Rich Reed in a tuxedo match. Maven has been bullying Reed for well over a year, and finally Reed has had enough. So, other stars on the show will include Sergeant Slaughter, Marty Jannetty. The main event will feature Richard Holiday with Dave LaGreca defending his ISPW heavyweight title against former ISPW heavyweight champion, the superstar Danny Morrison. So you can check that out there. I don't know how often Maven's been wrestling. I know it hasn't been often. He's developed a nice little reputation online, and I hope he keeps it going, because he seems like a genuinely nice guy. He did wrestle earlier. All right, so he's actually wrestled a few times. He wrestled in 2021. He wrestled in 2022 in 4 matches, one with GCW, and then earlier this year he was in a 26-man 26-man battle royal, and he was in a cluster battle royal in GCW. So let's see. He's only been doing battle royals. He was in a singles match against Matt Cardona in 2022, where he won the Tough Enough Trophy street fight. He wrestled in a 8-man tag with CPA, Kevin Tibbs, and Phil Cardigan against Jay Messias, Jay George, Liam Davis, and Mike Anthony at the Creative Pro Wrestler Shook Crew Fun Fair Event 2. He was in a battle royal at ISPW in 2021. He was in a tag match with Brian Myers and Pat Buck against Beefcake, Charlie, Damian Gibbs, and Mike Dell of the Aesthetic Males at a WrestlePro event in 2016. In 2015, he did a tag match with Johnny Clash taking on the Warren Cousins. Guys, I don't know who most of these are. I don't want you to think I do. And at the LPW Fall Frenzy event in 2015, he took on the Cam-Man connection of Anthony Green and Cam Zagami, tagging with Brian Myers. Hey, maybe Maven comes to the Impact. Why not? We also have another name returning to the ring. Paul Burchill. He'll be returning to the ring for the first time since 2018. It says here he will be returning... here's the blurb. Gangrel, they reached out to me and asked me to send some kind of message promoting our match on the 30th of September in Chillicothe, Ohio. Raise the colors, raise the flag, but I've heard what you've been saying. You've been making all kinds of threats. You're talking about there's going to be blood. Son, you've got a real short memory. It's been a while since you and me have been in the ring together. That was a long time ago, back in England, actually. While I've got England in my mind, I'll do a little word association just to illustrate the depth between you and me, Gangrel. When it comes to England, you're Elton John. Me, I'm Jack the Ripper. 30th in September, Shoemaker Center, Chillicothe, Ohio, the Vampire War versus the Ripper. The only blood is going to be your blood on my hands, and there's 2 things you can do about it. Nothing and like it. So that's a decent little promo. Marcus, any? Yeah, that's right. Any interest in seeing Maven or Paul Burchill beyond these occasional appearances?
No.
No.
OG Maven and the former Pirate, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm interested to see, what they've evolved into, particularly Burchill, who I've certainly seen him last before, Oh, Maven. But it's cool to see because I feel like also you'd have to look this up. Is it what the two longest tough enough? I mean, obviously he won it, but the two tough longest tough enough uh alumni running. Is it Miz and Morrison?
Are we talking about winners? Well, Miz didn't
No,
win.
I'm just talking about alumni. No.
Technically Kenny
No.
King.
Ah, okay.
When did he get into
In terms of winners,
it? He was on Tough Enough. He tried out for the second season, so I would say Kenny King's the longest reigning. So Maven would be, oh man, that'd be actually a decent feud. Kenny King versus Maven for the digital media title.
yeah, that would be
Revolves around
cool.
their Tough Enough connection.
Which I'm glad you brought that because I forgot all about that with Kenny King. That never gets brought up, so that'll be a cool little thing uh, to do.
Fun fact: Jessie Ward, who was also in Kenny King's season, she was a producer for the longest time. Worked within Impact for a lot of years. Matt Morgan was in that season.
Oh yes, is he still in the political realm?
I think he's still mayor. Let's see. Professional wrestling. Political career. In May of 2022, Longwood City Commission meeting, Morgan's fellow city commissioners elected Morgan to become the city's new mayor. He will be serving as mayor until May of 2023, but his term on the Longwood City Commission is not up until November 2024. So I think he was an interim mayor, but he's still working on the city commission. So technically, yes, he's still in the political realm, I would say.
All right.
All right.
Blueprint.
One final thing, Stars has canceled Heels. That was the Stephen Amell CM Punk show. Marcus, I've never watched it. I've heard interesting things from various people. Would you recommend
Yeah,
it?
I've been wanting to recommend it to you for a while now. Because I think you really like it also because you have a great mind for booking and wrestling in general with characters. I think you really like the wrestling aspect of it as well as the um just the human story aspect of it in general. And it might end up increasing how you feel about a male's acting because
Hmm.
there's only so much he was gonna be inquired to do on Arrow. He had his moments, but uh, so yeah, I mean it's two strong seasons in my opinion. It sucks that it got cut because I think it was some of the best stuff on TV. Particularly this last season was really good. Um, and yeah, man, I recommend it. You sit down and if you get time, you sit down and check it out and break it down to yourself. Like I said, it's some good stuff. They got some really good actors in their performances, and it really makes you appreciate those small town organizations or federations, if you will, again, because they reference WWE and everything like that. It's like feels like a real world thing. So, like I said,
Hmm.
it sucks that it got canceled. Um, like I said, I thought it was one of the best things on TV, and certainly that Stars had going, and it was original programming. So yeah, it sucks, but it feels like it's gotten caught up in this backdraft coming off of this strike, and sadly, I don't think it's gonna be the last of some of these good canceled shows, or good shows that got canceled, I might add. So yeah, man, not a good stretch of time for Punk right now.
Punk did return to MMA commentary, so he's not completely out of work, and he is a hell of an actor. Right? People rave about his acting, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't be too broken up about Punk's future.
yeah, good good stuff. But also, did you have a chance to check out, or are you going to check out that wrestlers thing on Netflix?
I have not checked it out, but I probably will eventually. Any
Yeah.
recommendations? Did you like it?
Oh, I haven't checked it out yet myself. I plan on getting to it probably this week or certainly about a weekend. But I've been hearing nothing but good stuff about it. You know.
Well, we'll watch it and see what we see. Um, I don't know when I'm going to see it, but whenever we do, we can talk about it, even if it's 6 months down the road. All right, Marcus. Anything else caught your eye that you want to talk about this week, or are we gonna wrap it up?
Oh no, that's pretty much everything. Uh, yep, yep, that's all. So, if anybody's interested, like I said, No Mercies this weekend, NXT pay per view. So I definitely check out Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes. So I think that's gonna be a show stealer. But other than that, man, just that's been all for me.
That's gonna be a violent match. So for Marcus Green, I'm Chad Porto. Be sure to follow us on our social medias. Marcus, you can be found at Paradox Kid, ParadoxKid.
That's me.
You can also find him on his other podcast, which you mentioned before, The True Penny Show. Over on Twitter at True Penny Show, TruePennyShow. You can find me on my personals at Chad Nerdcorp, ChadNerdCorp on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram at Chad's Photo at ChadSphotohut. Find the website at realnerdcorp.com, RealNerdCorp, and on the Twitter at NERDCorp. That's Nerdcorp on Twitter. So yeah, that's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for giving us a chance. Remember, as always, to watch more wrestling. We'll be back next Monday for another edition of the Wrestling Underground podcast. And Marcus, he's home.
Good night.